It's a good feeling. I can only tell you this, after, as my colleague across the aisle said, after almost 5.5 years or 5 years, let's call it for the sake of an argument today, yeah, it's overdue and needed, much needed. Why? We are leaders, not followers. And when I see our state lagging behind on something that's so near and dear to our hearts, it does us no good to continue the line that we've seen for 5 years and still have discussion. Finish the job.
I'm very happy today. We're no longer going to be a part of the last 4 states to actually implement this legislation, to make sure that we're doing the right thing, making sure that 17-year-olds have a fair chance and opportunity for nonviolent offenses to have real reform. This was something that was overdue, 5 years in to make it, and I'm finally, I feel relief in so many ways, because now it shows how bipartisanship works in the state of Michigan. It shows that advocacy groups, it shows that counties can come together. We can all come to the table to make real changes for our district and also for our state as a whole. It was overdue.
What do you think took so long?
Well, there's opportunity in every corner in the Capitol. But when you start to look at the stakeholders and what they fear as risk, there's a bigger reward at the ultimate end, because the recidivism rates have continued to escalate and nobody's done anything about it. So if you look at how we can go ahead and posture positively, take a look at what is working. And what's working in this case is that alternatives and options are available, and we took advantage of those alternatives and options. When a person who is charged at 17 is all arbitrarily put into law, when they can't vote at 17, they can't sit on a jury, so they're never getting a jury of their peers. They can't enter into a legal binding contract. They can't even enlist in the military. Why is the other states making that decision? And in over 50, 60 years that we've had this on the books, we couldn't realize that this was doing wrong and an injustice. At the same time, services are not available at 17 when you're in the adult court. Let's face it, those services were needed long before, because when you learn criminal activity from people that are in the adult system, we learn from our peers, but children learn from their adults. They're learning how to become better criminals at 17 when you put them behind bars.
Senators, why delay the effective date for 2 years?
There's really good cause, and it's this. When you start to study something and you don't have any real good data, at the end of the day, the 2 years are going to give everyone a chance to engage in looking at the data, relying on the data that we've always wanted for the last 5 years, making sure that that data is, really solidified by what it is that we all had the discussions on. Doing something other than that would be disingenuous. So we appreciate the fact that we have that window, that opportunity. It's always good to rush to something. It's worse when it's not working. We want it to work once and for all.
So you want to be able to make adjustments if necessary?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Senator, have you heard anything else from the state budget office other than their testimony in the House committee yesterday?
No, we haven't heard anything from the budget office. At this point here, we intend to move forward and hopefully have the governor sign it. That's the ultimate goal here. I think she realizes, being a former prosecutor, that there was a need for this, and knowing that the prosecutor's office always has the ability to go ahead and waive those individuals like they've had all along. Why would we want to wait anymore on this opportunity when we've always had the right to waive those individuals who created the most heinous crimes, murder, rape, arson? Those are lifetime offense, and as a result, we've waived those individuals anyways when we saw the need. That opportunity is left open for the prosecutors, never taking that away. The prosecutors have their job and role in this society, judges have their roles, and legislators always have their roles.